This is the Knitter's Gotta Knit podcast, Stitch 31, and it's, what's the date?
The 19th.
The 19th of June.
Yep.
How's everybody doing?
Ready for summer to be over already?
Yeah, it's hot.
I hate the heat.
It's hot. We are in South Texas and it is hot.
And I know I'm wearing this shawl today, but it's hot as it can be outside, and it's freezing cold in this building.
Our office is always freezing cold.
I mean, in the wintertime, it's nice. It's
comfortable.
It's comfortable in the winter, but in the summer, it is freezing in here.
And I know that if I had just got done doing something really terrible outside and came in here, it would feel great. But that's not the case.
Freezing. That's
not the case. Well, you know, like when you get really hot, then you want to go into something freezing. But no, because I come in at 6. She comes in at 8. It's not like we've done anything yet, but well, she does. She's like, you've already done everything at home. She does her dishes.
I am usually
feeds her
busy
dogs
in the mornings.
Yeah. I get up, get dressed, and shower, get dressed, and go.
But I'm Darlene, Bags of Awesome Granny on Instagram, and Awesome Granny on Ravelry.
I'm Carrie on Ravelry. My name is I'm a Knitfomaniac, and on Instagram it's just Knitfomaniac. So we just passed Father's Day.
We did.
I hope everybody had a fabulous Father's Day.
Shala made Bruce the cutest box.
It is beautiful. I'll have to insert a picture.
And the saying on the top of it's so cute because it says,
thanks for teaching me.
It says, Daddy, thanks for teaching me to be a man even though I'm your daughter. Something like that. It's really cute.
I love that.
So I like it too. And she is pretty handy. She can do just about anything.
She can do just about anything.
So I got to tell you a story.
I love her stories. Darlene has the greatest life ever.
Well,
I have no stories, but I love Darlene's stories.
So this is a funny story. It's kind of lengthy, so bear with me. Because I have to go back in time 33 years.
She does.
Okay?
She does,
so
but
I have
it's
to
worth
go back
it.
in time a little bit. So when Bruce and I were, the kids were really young. So I think Shiloh was 3 and Casey was 5. We lived on this ranch in the Panhandle called the LS Ranch. It was a cattle ranch. And we, it was in the Cap Rock, so there was a lot of hills and a lot of rocks and a lot of cactus and stuff on this ranch, and a lot of snakes. Okay, big rattlesnakes. I mean, the rattlesnakes on this ranch were so big that if there was one in the yard, you could hear it rattle when you were in the house. I mean, it's kind of creepy to think about now. I mean, then we were used to it because I grew up around the LS Ranch, and so did Bruce, and we were just used to it, but now it's kind of creepy to think about.
Just living somewhere and hearing a rattle out in your backyard.
You can hear the rattles when you're in the house. Now, granted, this ranch house we lived in probably didn't have the best windows, so, there was that. But we had pigs. We had pigs for meat. We had beef from the ranch gave us, but we raised pigs for meat. And Shyla, she was 3, and she was helping me feed the pigs. Now, she wasn't helping me feed the pigs. I was in the pig pen. She was standing on a cross tie on the other side of the fence because I didn't let her in with the pigs because pigs can be really dangerous. And so I didn't want them eating my 3-year-old. So, she was standing on
Good mother moment.
I know, right? She was standing on a cross tie and she was watering the pigs. And we watered our pigs in a 55-gallon barrel that was cut in half. So it was like half as tall as a 55-gallon barrel, but as big as a 55-gallon barrel. And she was watering the pigs, and she was like, "Mama, there's a snake." And that was about as
excited as she would get about it.
As excited, and I'm like, okay. Well, I finished feeding the pigs. I got out of the pig pen, and I looked over where she was pointing, and this rattlesnake was wrapped around this 55-gallon barrel. I mean, it was hot, and the barrel was cool, so I'm sure he was cooling himself off. But about that time, Bruce drove up, and I told him, I said, "Bruce, there's the biggest snake I've ever seen in the pig pen." And so he got this hoe out of the back of his pickup, and he picked that snake up, and he laid him on the ground. And this thing must have been so old, he was ready to die because he didn't rattle. I mean, he was alive, and he was wiggling, but he didn't rattle, and Bruce cut his head off.
On his last leg.
He was on his last leg.
Rattle. No more rattle left.
His fang span was 1.5 inches wide.
That's pretty wide for
a snake.
For fangs.
And this snake was about 7.5 feet long, and he was about this big around. He
pretty
was
big.
Huge. Well, his rattle was long. It was about 4 inches long. Bruce could lay it on his hand, and it would from here, it would hang over the tip of his hand. It was a long rattle. So Bruce cut the rattle off because, that was the biggest one we'd ever seen. So we kept the rattle. And Bruce, put it in his box of crap he keeps. He keeps, you know, just random
Little
stuff through our life.
Memories and, you know, stuff.
So to present day.
Now fast forward. Father's Day. 2019.
Yeah. Shyla gives Bruce this awesome box. And he has a box that Casey made him a long time ago that he has some of his stuff in. Like, he keeps every card the kids give him, everything they draw him or whatever he keeps in the box Casey gave him. So the other box, he was putting other stuff in. Like, he had this stir stick that a kid in our youth group gave him one time, and just random things.
That are memorable.
Things from his dad and things from his mom and different brothers and sisters and stuff. Well, he had this rattle that was in this other box, and he was transferring all this stuff into the new box. Well, he ran across that rattle, and we hadn't thought about that rattle in years.
About 33.
In about 33 years, you know, because it's been in this box hidden away. And he got it out, and he was like, I think I'm going to keep this out and show the grandkids, because I don't know that they've ever seen it. And he laid that rattle down beside him.
Next to his chair in the living room.
Well, they were actually in the bedroom.
Okay,
in the bedroom, in Billy's room. And he laid the rattle on the bed while he was putting all the other stuff in the box. It was out of the box 5 seconds, and Betty ate it.
She ate it.
She ate our 33-year-old rattle. And it was funny.
Over 4-inch long rattle.
Yeah, I saw her run out the door. I wasn't back there with Bruce. I had left by that time. And I saw Betty run out. Well, anytime they're like running outside, you know they've got something they're not supposed to have.
Yeah, they're not supposed to have.
So I went outside to see what she had, and I could see that rattle hanging out of her mouth. It was like hanging out of her mouth. And I was like, Betty, come here. And she was like, took off running, and I saw her chew, swallow.
Chew, swallow. No 3 chews and a swallow.
No more 33-year-old rattle. So, and Bruce was telling Casey about it when Casey called to tell Bruce Happy Father's Day. And Bruce said Casey would laugh so hard he couldn't hardly like talk because it was just funny. So then I got concerned. Is it going to hurt her?
That's when she texted me. That's what I was worried
about. Is it, you know, and Bruce was like, there's not poison in the rattles. You know, the poison is in the fangs. So, you know, plus if there was any poison, that thing's been sitting in a box for 33 years. Probably all the poison that was there is probably gone. But she's fine. But I have been going to like check her poop and see if I can see rattles, you know, but I haven't done that. No, I haven't checked. So. Okay. But just whenever
I'm sure people want to know.
I know, right? I'll see if I can find the poop. But I got her by the butt, and I was like, rattle. Just do we hear a rattle in there? You know? And so Bruce and I were calling her Rattle that day. You know, we call Cooper Roomba because he like licks the carpet as he's walking through the house. But he's Roomba. And now we call Betty Rattle. But just when we quit calling her Bad Betty, she does something bad. So
it's kind of funny.
Crazy dog. But never a dull moment.
There's never a dull moment in
never
Darlene's
a dull moment.
Family. There is in mine, but not in Darlene's.
So I love birds.
She does.
Shyla hates birds. Shyla thinks that birds are on a mission to murder you. And especially grackles. She has this weird thing about, she don't like groups of anything. Like, she don't like big groups of birds.
What about groups of M&Ms, Shyla? Do you like groups of M&Ms?
She might.
Okay.
No, she wouldn't, because she don't like chocolate. Isn't that weird? See, she's
That's
weird.
Right. I think I knew that.
She is really weird.
She doesn't
like
chocolate.
But yeah, she don't like chocolate. But she don't like big groups of birds. She don't like big groups of like anything. People, birds, ducks. I mean, I know ducks are birds, and she says ducks are assholes. But anyway, she don't like birds. I love birds, and I like all birds.
She does.
I even like grackles.
She does.
Grackles are hilarious. They get in the water and they take a bath, and they get in there and they ruffle their feathers and they spread water everywhere, and they're a very clean bird. All the other birds are dirty because the grackles are always taking a bath. Anyway, I wanted a way to water the birds because it's hot, and I feel sorry for them that there's no water, which I know they're not going to die if I don't water them, but I still want to do my part.
But you helped the snake out 33 years ago with your water trough.
So we have this plastic, I think it's like a 35 or 55 gallon trash can on our patio that we keep our leftover Easter eggs in that we shoot every Easter. We just stockpile and put them in this plastic trash can. Well, I took the lid off and put it on the ground, and it's black, and I filled it up with water so the birds could drink out of it. And this is my redneck bird bath water. Carrie has a picture.
I do. I have a picture on it.
So when the lid was on the ground, it was kind of has a rounded top, so it didn't sit real level. And plus, when the birds would go to drink out of it or play in it or whatever, the dogs would chase them off.
Okay.
So I was like, what are we going to do, Bruce? I need a way to water the birds so that they can, the dogs don't bother them. So he goes and he gets the trash can, and he takes the trash can out in the middle of the yard and picks up the lid and puts the lid on the top of the trash can upside down. So now it's like, it don't wobble.
It don't wobble.
And the dogs, they can still like scare the birds off, but they're
higher up.
So I thought that was ingenious on his part.
It is ingenious on his part. But did you notice that both of your stories had to do with just like a barrel?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just a barrel, like a trash can barrel, 55-gallon barrel.
True.
Yeah, barrel, lots of barrels.
Yeah.
I don't like birds that much.
I cleaned that lid this weekend.
See, that's enough to make me to not want to make a bird bath for them.
Disgusting.
I bet it was.
I mean, it was like thick, slimy poop in the bottom of my lid. I had to get rubber gloves and a scrub brush, and I was out there cleaning that. It was so nasty. And Bruce,
but you filled it back up and for them to do it again.
And he was like, well, are you still going to keep it? And I'm like, yes, because I really like the birds. I like watching the grackles, and I like the birds.
I don't like birds that much.
And I have a hummingbird feeder, but it's farther out in the yard. And I only have like one hummingbird. I'm hoping that he tells his friends, come over.
He might.
But
he might not, though, because he might want it all himself.
He might.
He's smart.
So
when I first bought my house, and it's been years, and this doesn't happen anymore because I changed my outside fixture, but my light fixture, as soon as you walked out the front door, it was like a hanging one. So it like hung on a chain, and then it had like some stuff coming. I don't even remember what it looks like, but I just know that it hung down from the roof and then came out. And we would get those scissor tails, swallowish looking, whatever those birds are, and they would make a mud house constantly, all year round, up in that light fixture. And I would always have mud on the door because they splash mud on the door, so it looks like somebody just like took a paintbrush, dipped it in mud, and swung it around to splash mud on the door. And then on the floor, there would always be tons of bird poop because they would have babies. And I think that's about when I really just decided to not like birds anymore. But I don't have that anymore because I should have thought of it back in the day, but I wasn't that smart, and I finally changed the fixture. And now they can't make anything. It's flush to the ceiling.
Bird hater, you and Shyla.
And apparently Melissa.
Oh yeah, that was so funny.
We were at a retreat once, and it was a knitting retreat.
We'll have to tone down the language, but
we will have to tone down the language. And it's just quiet outside. It's nice and quiet, peaceful. It's over.
You can hear the river,
Paradise
and hear
Canyon.
the birds.
Yes, you can hear everything, and everybody's knitting or spinning or crocheting or doing something. Nobody's talking. All of a sudden,
early evening,
and then there's this one bird that's making noise.
He was pretty loud.
And Melissa just yells at that bird, "Shut up, you bleeping bird!"
It was,
and we were like, Melissa, what did that bird ever do to you?
I was like, I'm out here for peace and quiet, not to listen to the bird. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it was hilarious.
It was very funny at the time.
I think about Melissa every time I hear a bird. I think
of that story too.
That was funny.
That was funny.
Well, Peyton has been working her little hiney off, and
she's such an entrepreneur.
She is. And last week she had a client. She's actually got more people going on vacation, and she goes and like waters their plants, feeds their pets, and lets them outside to potty and stuff. I guess people really aren't walking their dogs right now because it is really hot.
It is very hot.
It's hot. So, but last week
it's only going to get worse.
I know. I hate it. I'm ready for October already. But last week she had a client. The people had a pit bull, some kind of like mutt dog, and a cat. Okay. And Shyla said that pit bull was terrified of that cat. Said that cat would walk in the room and that pit bull would leave. And I guess that cat was pretty mean because it did attack Peyton one day. And And the people apparently, whenever Peyton and Shiloh were in the house, and Shiloh said she was actually glad they did this, their motion detector would tell them somebody was in the house, and they would turn their camera so they could see who was in there. They actually saw the cat attack Peyton.
Oh,
And they called Shiloh and was like, is she okay? And then she told Shiloh, she's like, I hope that y'all don't mind that we like watch you when you're in the house. And Shiloh was like, no, please do.
Yeah, sure.
You know, watch us while we're in here. That's fine. You know, and I mean, that gives everybody a comfort level.
Of
course. But Shiloh said that whenever Peyton would take the pit bull out in the back, you know, she would try to like water the plants while the dog was out there. The dog was scared of the water. So she would have to let the dog do his business, put the dog back in the house, and then water the plants. But Shiloh said
dog was just scared of everything.
She said that dog was scared of everything. The big mean pit bull was scared of its own shadow.
That's like Jackson.
But you know, that just goes to show that those dogs, they really do get a bad rap.
They do.
It's not the dog. It's not the dog breed. It's what people make that dog breed into be.
I agree with you. I know there's probably people that'll argue, but I agree with you.
Now,
I love all dogs.
I say that, but I also will freely admit I would never have a pit bull. And I especially would never adopt a grown pit bull. You know, but that's just me.
Jazz is part pit, and that's Paige's dog, one of Paige's dogs. And she's just as sweet as can be.
She is.
The sweetest thing ever.
She is.
And so Paige is at the lake house right now, my sister's lake house, which Darlene and I will be there in less than a month.
Can't wait.
We're so excited. And so Paige has 3 dogs now. She has... Well, she has 4, but I keep Jackson. Jackson is hers, but I keep him. So she has Jazz. She's the Mastiff Pit Mix. She has Chief, who is an 8-year-old Great Dane. And she has Princess, who is a 7-year-old Dalmatian lab mix, maybe. I don't know. The lady that gave her to Paige said she was a Dalmatian, but she's really not a purebred Dalmatian. She's like reverse because she's mostly black with a little bit white spots. I don't know exactly what all she has in her, but and she took them to the lake. She hasn't taken that many dogs to the lake house before. Now my sister has 4 dogs, and it's my sister's lake house, so she's got lots of dog beds at the lake house for her dogs, and Paige told my sister and, you know, my brother-in-law, I'm going to take the dogs, but not Jax, because she couldn't trust Jax not to chew stuff up in the middle of the night. So I have Jackson. And I said, how's it going? Send me a video of what you guys are doing. And she said that Chief jumped into the water. So I have a video.
That's so cute.
I have a video to insert here real quick. It's real quick. It's Antonio, Paige, Jazz, Chief, and Princess.
Ready?
Yeah. Chief.
Ready?
No. He wants to jump with you.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
And Antonio jumps into that little hoop thing, and Chief goes in after him.
Cute.
It was really cute.
Cute.
Now Jazz didn't jump in the water the first day or the second day. I think that, or maybe just not the first day, but she finally sent me a picture of Jazz in the water. She goes, Jazz finally decided
awesome.
to join the others. And now Jazz has been to the lake house before. She's the only dog that's been there before, when Paige was a 1-dog person and only had Jazz. But that changed quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think they're having a good time. They come home today. Yeah, they come home today. What else you got going?
Shannon and Nina and the kids will be here, and I'm hoping my brother will be here tomorrow.
Oh, that's exciting.
So they'll be here tomorrow, and I think they're going to stay until either Sunday or Monday, and then they're going to Austin to see Nina's sister and brother-in-law for a couple of days.
Okay.
So this is like their summer vacation.
That's fabulous.
And I know I'm so excited because we haven't seen Shannon in so long. Because, you know,
that is exciting.
He don't drive the truck anymore. And, you know, we used to see him, you know,
all the time.
And we would see him like literally 2 or 3 times a week. You know,
right, because he'd be in the area.
Because he'd be in the area. But we don't see him that much anymore, and we really miss him. So we're excited for them to come. So last weekend I stripped the beds and, washed all the sheets and the blankets and stuff and cleaned up the middle bedroom because it's my catch-all room. I just throw crap in there and shut the door. So
I get you. I have a room or two of those.
So.
Well, I'm excited for them to come. That'll be a lot of fun.
I'm really excited.
Honey got a new RV. I have some pictures to insert. I cannot wait to go on our first trip.
It's nice.
It's very nice. I really only care about my knitting chair. I think I'll insert a picture of my knitting chair, which is going to be the passenger seat, but I'm really looking forward to it. He's got to fix a few things up, like just check some maintenance things on it since he just bought it. He's the second owner. It doesn't have that many miles on it. It's a 2006, I think. And, he wants to check the oil and the spark plugs and the tires and, whatever guys do, and they're going to check something before they take it real far. And then we have a few trips planned, hopefully, later in the summer. So I'm looking forward to that. Lots of knitting time, sitting in that thing. It'll be fun.
I don't know what we're going to do this summer. We're not going to go on a long motorcycle trip this year, so we're not sure what we're going to do. And then we have the problem with the dogs. And I know Shiloh will take them, but and I know you will too. I think asking anybody to keep 2 dogs is a huge thing to ask of someone. So I don't know what we're gonna do. So, but I would like to. The girls, Kagan and Brinley, they want to go. They come down every summer for a week, and they want to go to Amarillo this year. So if they do end up coming down this summer, I may take a week and take them to Amarillo because they haven't been. They want to see Bruce's sisters and their family that lives in Amarillo that they haven't seen in a really long time.
I think that'll be nice.
So,
I think that'll be really nice.
I do
actually.
too. I think that would be fun. So I need to talk to Casey about that and kind of get that planned.
Yeah.
So,
will you take Trenton and Peyton too?
If they want to go, I want Shiloh to go, but I don't know. It depends on what she's got going on. If she can go. And then we got a car problem. Is none of our cars will haul that many people, 7 people.
Oh, they won't.
So no.
You can use my car. Can I haul 7 people?
Yeah, you can. You have 3rd seat, right?
You can have it if you need it.
I might take you up on that.
Well, you're welcome to it.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah, I don't have any other big plans for the summer. I mean, kind of don't know what we're doing either. Just waiting on getting that RV fixed and stuff. My mom has another scan. It's not a treatment, yay, just a scan in Houston coming up in the 2nd week of July, I think. And so I'll take her for that. And we're really hoping for good results with that because that's all we're going to get is results. But I'm looking forward to that. My mom just celebrated her birthday, like right after we recorded. I think we recorded like the 22nd of May. My mom's birthday was the 23rd. And we went and had dinner at my sister's house. It was nice. And then we had to get together for Father's Day. I think that's it. That's where I've seen my family for.
Well, what are you working on?
I'm working on my moon drip. Let me finish this. Well, maybe I can do it with it in the middle. This is my moon drip sweater. This is going to be a really quick podcast because we really don't have a whole lot to talk about, especially when you're monogamous knitting, which I've been trying to do.
It makes for a boring podcast.
It makes for a very boring podcast. So I have one sleeve completed. You're supposed to finish the body before you start the sleeves, but I got bored. Imagine that. I got bored with the body, so it's just sitting on needles, and I did one sleeve already, and I'm on the 2nd sleeve. I just changed colors. I did make the sleeves longer than the pattern called for because this pattern calls for a bracelet length, which I've never heard of that before.
I hadn't either.
But it calls for a bracelet length sleeve, so I guess that's like, right here in the middle where your bracelets hit. That's not my style, so I wanted it a little bit longer to wear. So, and I figured if I hated it, I could always turn up the cuffs or something.
And I didn't bring mine because they're exactly alike, so.
They are. Yeah, so there's no need to bring. That's the back. This is the front. So, and that is literally all that I brought with me. But I have it. A couple of you guys have been asking about Darlene and her bags.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't have any to show at the end that are new, but look at this new size.
I do have a new size. Isn't that cool? And this is a true sweater size.
It is a true sweater size. It's her extra large. It's an option in her shop. This one's got elephants and mice, but I have my sweater in it with 2 small skeins of yarn because they've already been used up. And it's got paper. I mean, it's got plenty of room to have more. When this sweater's finished, for my size, which is extra large, it will still be able to fit in this bag. There'll be room in this bag. So you can put all your skeins of yarn and everything in
It's
there.
been well accepted. I mean, we've sold quite a few of them.
Have you?
Yeah.
Really? That's great. That's
doing
really
pretty
good.
It's a great size. I told Bruce it's my new favorite size.
It's my new favorite
because
size too.
Bruce made me one, and I love it. It's got the toucans on it. I think it's got birds. You know, a bunch of birds.
The bird lover.
Charlotte, you wouldn't like it, but so
The bird lover.
but and I've been pretty monogamous too. Kagan, my oldest grandchild that just turned 17. I cannot believe it. Wow, 17. I was looking at pictures of her when she was cute and little and lovable.
She's still
I don't know
cute.
what happened.
She might not be little, but she's still cute and lovable.
But she's gonna be a senior next year, and oh my God, I just can't believe it. Anyhow, she is not a bulky blanket girl. You know how we make all these big blankets, and we call them the magic blankets, and everybody loves them. Everybody loves them except Kagan. And she asked me for a lightweight blanket, and I'm like, oh, Kagan, do you know how long that is going to take? It's going to take 3 lifetimes. And she told me, she was like, but I want it soon. So I showed her the granny rectangle pattern, and I asked her, I said, do you like this? And she actually really liked it. And one reason she really liked it was because no one else has one like it. So I can't make anyone else in the family one because she really pointed out that she liked it because no one else has one.
And so that, like, we're going to have to put like a note in this podcast right here to point the family to say that nobody else in the family can have a blanket like this.
So I've been working, I asked Kagan, I said, how big do you want it? And she said, I want it big enough that I can curl up on the couch and watch TV. I'm like, okay, that's not like a bed size. So
No, it's not.
And with this pattern, once I give it to her and she doesn't like it, she thinks it's not big enough, I can always take it back and it'll be simple to add on.
That's
to.
the easy part about the granny.
So it's just the rectangle granny square, and I think it's turning out so nice. And it's a free pattern by Burnett Blanket. It's called the rectangle granny square. It's super simple and it's a free pattern.
And the crochet dude has a video on how to do it also.
Yeah, and he does.
And this yarn, do you have one with the label?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if we've mentioned this yarn before. I think we have. It's Red Heart. I am not a Red Heart fan.
No, I'm not either.
This is called Red Heart Amore. I'm not French. I have no clue. This is the softest.
It is.
Yarn.
It's very,
when you
very
feel
soft.
this blanket feels so great, I actually had to hit Darlene up to make me one. I was like, I want one of these blankets.
So I actually ordered I started Carrie's last night.
She did start mine last night.
And it's going to be red and orange and gray. So it's like this big. But it goes so fast. Now, maybe one reason it's going fast is because this is literally all I've been doing at night is working on this.
It does go fast.
Because I'm trying to get it finished for her. I want her to have it. So
of course you do.
So I mean, it's getting pretty big.
For the 700-degree summer, you want her to have it.
But it's getting pretty big, and
I'll take a picture of it on the table.
I'm happy with the way it looks. So, and then
just because whatever Darlene does, I have to do. I got some yarn and I want to try to make one. I don't know what I'm going to do with it because the one she makes me is going to be mine. I might put it in Jaime's new RV or whatever. I don't know, but I want to try and make one too. So I started a small one. I have a picture to insert. I haven't even made the project page yet, but I just started it.
But it's so funny because Carrie's like, is this how you do it? Does this look okay? Usually I'm the one asking her for help, and she was actually asking me. It kind of made me happy. So,
well, she knows what she's doing. I don't.
And then
and apparently I really don't know what I'm doing because the end of the round is supposed to end in the corner. Yeah, mine didn't. My end of round ended like 3 things in. But that's okay. I'm about to change colors, and then when you start the new color, you can add it anywhere.
It probably don't matter at all. And the only other thing I've been working on besides that
moon drip
is this. But I'm only working on the sweaters at work, and I'm working on the blanket at home. But here's my cream sweater.
I haven't worked on this since the last time I showed it because I just haven't.
And I'm working on Shiloh's weekender a little bit because I really want to have that to her by the end of summer. You know, the sweater, I want to finish this one soon because it's a cotton sweater and we can wear it in the summer.
That'd be very nice in the summer.
But the other ones I have going, they're for the winter, so.
Yeah, so I don't have to go back to the previous podcasts. What do you need done by the end of September?
I need the weekender.
That's
this one. Well, you know, I do want to finish this one, but for Shiloh, I want the weekender, and for Peyton, I want her.
Effortless cardigan.
Yeah, her effortless cardigan.
Okay.
So I really want to get those, and that other one for Shiloh, that bulk, that you know, the one I'm making that's blue.
The bulky one, the easy one, the bulky one, the easy one.
Yeah, I want to finish that. So those are the ones I want to finish by the end of summer. So, and I really want to make Casey the brownstone, but you know,
I think I still have that in a What a Knitter Wants.
So.
Yeah. The easy one, bulky. That's what.
But this is kind of my priority. I just want to get this finished for her. So.
It's beautiful. I can't wait till mine gets that big. But
yeah, I can't wait for yours to get this big too.
I gotta keep working on this sweater. So the only other things, I didn't bring anything else in. We knew we were going to record today, and I went home last night. So excited to start that crochet blanket. I forgot to pack my stuff for the podcast. So I texted her this morning. I said, I didn't bring anything. But we'll still record because I always insert pictures anyway. So the only other I'm working on these. I started some DK brioche toe-up socks that I'm really enjoying. I'll insert a picture. It's with Madeline Tosh yarn in the Madeline Tosh DK in the Grace Notes colorway, along with Hedgehog Fibers DK in the Graphite colorway. No, onyx. It's black, whatever the black is, whatever their black color is, graphite or onyx or something like that. And then the new crochet blanket that I started. And then I still have one whip that I've had for forever because I hate duplicate stitch. I really, really hate duplicate stitch. And I find that the more that I work on it, the sloppier I get. So I have to take breaks from it. But I wanted to make Shyla's husband, Darlene's son-in-law, an A&M hat. He asked me for an A&M hat, and I know he doesn't need it immediately because I think it's for hunting. And so I made one hat with the turn a square pattern, and then I was going to duplicate stitch the white onto it for the A&M logo. And then I made one hat with it as color work. And I just suck at color work. I just suck because I put it on my head and it just pulls. It's just looked really sloppy. So I decided to go with the duplicate stitch one, and I'm almost done with the duplicate stitch. I have most of the T, none of the A, and half of the M. So as soon as I finish that, I'll get that. But I have a picture to insert of the two of them together. And then I frogged the color work one already because it just looked sloppy. I mean, it had to go to a toddler so it wouldn't get stretched because it was just too tight. But those are the only other things that I'm working on.
And we finished the ugly turban hat for our June hats.
We did, and they are ugly.
They are ugly.
And I was going to give them to my mother, and I'm thinking I might just frog them and reuse the yarn or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't taken them to her. She might like them, she might not.
They're
just weird.
They're weird, and they don't sit good on
They don't sit right. I have pictures to insert, but we finished them. We posted a picture. I have them at my house because we were going to give them to my mother to wear when she gets out of the shower because they're made with cotton. I was thinking of just frogging that yarn and just reusing it. I mean, it's a nice yarn. It's just nice. Drops Paris cotton yarn. It's not expensive.
Well, show them what Shyla made you.
Oh. So, Tim told Shyla to make me this.
Well, he asked Shyla.
Well, asked her. Not told. Asked her, of course. A Longhorn yarn box. Because I'm making him an A&M hat, I'm sure. I've got my yarn on my thing. Look at this thing. I have my yarn in it. I have some pictures to insert, but it has a lid. And she has all this cute edging detail on it. It's a Longhorn, and there's a Longhorn on both sides. And then it comes up to the top so you can still get your yarn through. It's not like a one-time meets all thing. There's my yarn for my moon drip. And I love it, Shyla. Thank you so much.
I think it looks so good.
I don't know if I've got the angles all right on the camera, but I do have pictures to insert, but I love it. She did a great job on these
It
longhorns.
looks so good.
It does look good. Let's see. And we have one to give away.
We do. So because we're wanting, Shiloh's trying to like branch into the knitting business, even though she's not a knitter. She's going to start making, she's going to try her
She's
hand
crafty.
at making sock blockers and mitten blockers and she's making yarn boxes, and she made this one that is so cute. It's turquoise, and y'all know me in turquoise. It's about this color. And it's got the cutest octopus on it.
It does.
It is the cutest thing. And the octopus is brown. Oh my gosh, it is. I might buy that one for myself because it is so cute.
She's got some cute different shapes out there.
She does. And if you see something in her shop or you have an idea of one you want, just message her and she can, mock up something for you and see if it's what you want. But this one we're giving away. And it's a flying heart. So here's the heart.
Yeah, you can see.
And here's the wings. And
you can see the bubble and this is the tip of the heart, and then it would go up here like this.
And like Carrie's, it has one on both sides, and the heart is split right here at the top, so that your yarn, because when you're done, you want to be able to put your needles and your project and your yarn and everything inside your box. Which I think having the split in it is such a great idea because you're not committed.
You're not.
You're not committed to your project hanging out there until you're finished.
And this one has the same great trim.
It does.
Great, same attention to detail, and the lid fits in.
So for this giveaway, we want people to go to her shop, and it's TS Creations Treasures. That's a long name, but Carrie will put a link to her shop in the notes.
I'll put it in the video and in the notes.
And go in and look at her stuff and tell us what we'll open a thread somewhere, wherever Carrie says.
And I'll put a link in the thread.
She'll put a link, and we want to know which one y'all like the best. And she also has a coupon code that Carrie will include in the podcast, but for 15% off. And the coupon code is Gotta Knit Podcast.
Knit Podcast. I'll have it typed up
Carrie
in here.
will type that in there.
And I'll also have it in the link. In the thread where we're all going to say, what you like, and that's the thread we're going to draw from, and I'll have the coupon code in there and a link to the shop, and in the show notes, and in here.
So then, some lucky person will win this.
I think it's beautiful.
I think it is too. I really love it. So thank you, Shiloh.
Yes, Shiloh, thank you so much.
So
it's a good solid box.
It is. She made me one for Mother's Day that I just love, and she's just really getting really good with
she
her,
is getting
with her
really good
woodwork.
with her woodwork.
So
I mean, really great craftsmanship.
But somebody made a comment on the last podcast how they like when we end, we just end.
Yeah, I think.
Did you see that?
We were like, bye, and then it just like
we're
ended.
done.
I think we are just about done.
I think we are. I think we're done.
Oh, I forgot to say, I finished one other thing besides the June hat. I finished the second pair of those mitts.
Oh,
the
that's
burnt
right.
the burnt orange pair. So I finished the burnt orange pair because that needed to be in May for that support Anya Cow, and I'm going to start the purple ones for June. If I can even get in a pair for June. I'm so busy with this sweater that I might not even get a pair in for June. I might do it for July, but either way. And it's the only other thing that I had. So here we're going to go with our, I think was it Melissa? I don't remember who it was.
I don't know. Somebody's like, we like the way you just like end it. So we're ending.
Ending.
Bye.
Bye.